The night of AAA 2025 shimmered with a kind of magic that only a handful of evenings in the entertainment world can claim. Seoul's winter air carried a quiet chill. Yet the red carpet glowed as if it held its own constellation. Flashing cameras rippled down the walkway like waves of light. Every lens pointed toward the brightest figures of the year. And among them, walking with gentle grace, stood Kim Yoo-jung, radiant, poised, and undeniably the woman of the evening. Her gown, soft as moonlit silk and shimmering with silver undertones, seemed almost to whisper against the red carpet with every step she took. It was the image of a star who had not simply risen, but blossomed. Behind her, Kang arrived minutes later. Timing so perfect it almost felt orchestrated. His sharp suit, demeanor calm yet warm. The elegance of the night. While the two did not appear together, the energy crackled in the air. Subtle but present enough for eagle-eyed fans and journalists to sense it. Their paths did not cross publicly, at least not yet, but the anticipation lingered like scented mist. The award ceremony unfolded with dazzling performances, emotional speeches, and the collective heartbeat of an entire industry watching history write itself on stage. When the moment came for the announcement of Best Actress, the hall seemed to pause. And then her name, Kim Yoo-jung, rang out like a soft bell breaking the silence. The applause erupted instantly, filling the hall with a thunderous warmth. Yoo-jung pressed her hand to her heart. Eyes shimmering with tears she tried to hide, and made her way to the stage. Her acceptance speech was elegant, poised, yet laced with the quiet vulnerability of a woman who had fought through doubts, exhaustion, and late nights of emotional turmoil to create a performance that touched millions. What most viewers didn't expect, however, was how closely the cameras would catch a brief but unmistakable shot of Kang watching her from the audience. His expression, gentle and undeniably proud, ignited immediate chatter online. Viewers replayed the moment, insisting there was something deeper behind that smile, something sincere, something warm, something reminiscent of a bond not easily explained. Within minutes, clips of his reaction were circulating across social platforms, gathering millions of views before Yoo-jung even finished speaking. As the night wound down and golden trophies glittered in the hands of their winners, backstage became a maze of congratulatory embraces, hurried interviews, and chaotic celebrations. But amid the whirlwind, quiet interaction passed between Kim Yoo-jung and Kang, a moment so soft and unassuming that only a few staff members witnessed it. Yoo-jung, trophy in hand, paths with him near the exit corridor. He touched her shoulder lightly, offering a sincere congratulations. "You deserve this more than anyone," she smiled, an expression filled with gratitude and something softer, something lingering. That fleeting touch, that simple exchange, would later become one of the most dissected moments of the year. What no one knew, not the reporters chasing headlines, not the fans recording every glimpse, not even some members of Yoo-jung's own team, was that she had been planning a private gesture long before the ceremony began. Though she entered the night uncertain whether she would win, prepared a gift meant not to celebrate victory, but to honor the journey that had led her there. A journey that, though not visible to the public eye, had been quietly shared with someone who had offered support when she needed it most. Hours after the ceremony ended, when the lights of the arena dimmed and the echoes of applause settled into memory, Kim Yoo-jung slipped away from the after-party earlier than expected. A staff member handed Kang a small velvet box tied with a soft silver ribbon. On the tag, embossed in delicate handwriting, were the simple words, "For your encouragement, thank you." It was signed with her initials, nothing more. Inside the box lay a remarkable gift, one that would soon become the most talked about item in the industry. Nestled in a bed of pale fabric was a limited edition male version of the necklace Yoo-jung had worn on stage when receiving her award. Known among fans as the Moonlight Promise necklace, it had become iconic throughout the promotion of her award-winning drama, symbolizing strength through hardship and hope reborn under quiet nights. But what the public didn't know was that Yoo-jung had privately commissioned a matching version weeks before AAA, designed specifically with Kang in mind. The male version of the necklace was subtle, elegant, and sleek, crafted with a darker silver hue and a single engraved crescent shape, mirroring the one she wore. It wasn't flashy or romantic in an overt way. Instead, it carried the quiet intimacy of shared understanding, the kind that spoke louder than scripted gestures. And then there was the handwritten note tucked beneath it. 4 short lines, simple yet heavy with meaning. Success feels brighter when shared with someone who understands the journey. Thank you for believing in me. The industry would later call it the softest confession of 2025. Though whether it was a confession of gratitude, friendship, or something more remained a matter of speculation. Song Kang's immediate reaction wasn't made public, though insiders whispered that he stood silently for several minutes before closing the box again, lifting it in his hand with a thoughtfulness that made even staff members emotional. By the next morning, word of the mysterious gift had leaked into the online sphere. A stylist from another team mentioned a meaningful box in a cryptic social media post. A background staff member from the ceremony liked a tweet that speculated Yoo-jung had given someone a personal memento. As happens in the digital age, caught fire, and fans began piecing together narratives from every angle: the backstage interaction, the lingering smiles. Song Kang had watched her speech, and now the existence of a gift too symbolic to dismiss. The buzz intensified rapidly, fueled by curiosity, excitement, and the irresistible charm of a story steeped not in scandal, but in elegance and emotional depth. What had Kim Yoo-jung meant by the gift? Why had she chosen something so intimately connected to her biggest career triumph? And what role had Song Kang truly played in her journey to winning the award? These questions swirled through headlines, social feeds, and fan communities as the industry braced for what was clearly becoming the most romantic, enigmatic story of the post-AAA season. The time dawn broke over Seoul the morning after AAA 2025. The entertainment industry was already vibrating with a curious mixture of excitement and speculation. The rumors had begun as subtle whispers, fragments of information, half-formed ideas, unverified mentions of a gift exchanged backstage. But as the digital world awakened, these whispers blossomed into a storm of fascination. Fan communities across Korea, Japan, China, Southeast Asia, and beyond began sharing posts adorned with crescent moon emojis, silver ribbons, and heart-shaped reactions. Something had clearly happened between Kim Yoo-jung and Song Kang. Something meaningful enough to captivate an entire continent. The first spark came from an anonymous stylist who posted a now-deleted message: "Some gestures speak louder than red carpets." It didn't name anyone. Did it reference any specific event? Yet followers immediately connected the dots. At the same time, eagle-eyed fans noted that Song Kang had been unusually quiet on social media, his silence creating even more curiosity. Meanwhile, Yoo-jung uploaded a single serene photo of the award placed beside a window where morning light spilled softly across the frame, no caption, but a quiet glow that matched the emotional tone of the night before. Within hours, entertainment reporters rushed to uncover every detail of the mysterious present. Industry insiders hinted that the gift was profoundly symbolic and deeply tied to Yoo-jung's career-defining moment. Some suggested it was a letter. Others guessed it was a personal token. But none came close until one reliable journalist revealed, it is connected directly to her award-winning role. The revelation sent fans spiraling into theories. Soon the phrase "moonlight promise" soared to the top of trending lists. It was only a matter of time before they discovered the truth. When the news finally broke that Yoo-jung had given Song Kang a limited edition male version of her iconic necklace, the very accessory that had become synonymous with the triumph of her drama, public reaction was nothing short of explosive. It wasn't just a gift, it was a piece of her artistic soul. A fragment of the role that had carried her to the AAA stage. A symbol of her rebirth as an actress recognized for emotional depth and artistic maturity. The idea that she chose to share that symbol with him, privately and without any intention of publicity, ignited the imagination of millions. But beyond the romantic speculation, something deeper began to unfold. Fans and analysts alike started studying the emotional layers of her handwritten message. They dissected the phrasing, carefully chosen words, the implication that Song Kang had supported her when the journey felt heavy. It wasn't merely a thank you note, it read like a quiet confession of gratitude towards someone who had walked beside her during a demanding year. That glimpse into Yoo-jung's vulnerability only intensified the story's magnetism. While fans romanticized the gesture, professionals responded with a different kind of appreciation. Producers, directors, journalists praised the sincerity of the exchange. It refreshingly human in an industry built on spectacle. Admired how two actors, constantly scrutinized under the unforgiving spotlight of fame, were able to communicate through subtle, intimate gestures rather than public declarations. Several columnists noted that Yoo-jung's gift reflected her character, elegant, thoughtful, and deeply attuned to emotion. It was the type of gesture that didn't simply acknowledge her own success, but honored the quiet presences who helped her reach it. Meanwhile, Song Kang himself remained silent, fueling the narrative even further. His agency declined to comment, stating only that it was a private exchange, but eventually, during a promotional event for his upcoming film, Porter boldly asked about the rumored gift. Rather than dismissing the question, Song Kang paused, smiled ever so slightly, and offered a single line that sent the internet into a frenzy. "She deserves every success she has, and I'm grateful to have witnessed her journey." His words were measured, respectful, but unmistakably heartfelt. It was the kind of comment that left more unsaid than said, an echo at Yoo-jung's own quiet message. In the days that followed, additional details began to surface from individuals close to both actors. A crew member who had worked with Yoo-jung on the award-winning drama revealed that Song Kang had visited the set once during filming, not for publicity, but to offer encouragement when the atmosphere grew particularly exhausting. Another insider claimed that Yoo-jung had practiced key emotional scenes while consulting with him, appreciating his insight and steady presence. These stories were exaggerated or completely true hardly mattered. They added texture to the romantic tapestry forming around the two stars. Entertainment magazines published detailed analyses of the necklace's design, calling it a symbol of shared resilience. Fashion editors applauded Yoo-jung's sophistication, that the male version of the necklace, though understated, carried the same thematic essence as hers, a crescent-shaped emblem of hope and rebirth. Even the phrase moonlight promise took on a new dimension, capturing the imagination of fans who interpreted it as a metaphor for a promise exchanged under quiet, gentle moonlight, one that required no audience to feel real. As the story spread internationally, media outlets from Japan, Thailand, United States began featuring it in lifestyle and culture sections, marking it as one of the most intriguing celebrity narratives of the year. Unlike scandals or controversies, the story thrived on its softness, its emotional undertones, its subtle romance, and the deeply human elements of gratitude and connection that transcended superficial headlines. What truly anchored the public's fascination, however, was the timing. Yoo-jung's ascent to one of the highest honors at AAA represented a pinnacle in her already illustrious career. To share something so closely tied to that accomplishment, especially with someone outside her immediate professional circle, suggested a connection that was both personal and profound. It spoke to trust, to shared confidences, to late-night conversations and emotional vulnerability during long filming days. It painted a picture of two individuals who understood each other beyond the veneer of celebrity. And in an industry often dominated by carefully crafted images and strategically planned interactions, the gift felt disarmingly genuine. It felt real. The story reached its emotional peak when a staff member quietly disclosed that Yoo-jung had prepared a gift before she knew she would win. She had simply wanted to honor someone who had been a quiet source of strength throughout the year. This revelation changed the narrative entirely. And a gift aren't from triumph, but from gratitude, from humility, from the belief that success is richer when shared with someone who understands, not publicly, not loudly, but intimately. As the weeks passed, neither Yoo-jung nor Song Kang elaborated on the story, and perhaps that silence, like Yoo-jung's initial gesture, was intentional. It allowed the narrative to remain delicate, unforced, untouched by the harsh dissection that often follows celebrity interactions. It left room for imagination, for admiration, for the quiet romance of human connection. And, whether the gift signified affection, deep friendship, or a bond still unfolding in private, one truth became clear: it had captured the heart of an industry and reminded audiences around the world that not all meaningful stories require grand gestures. Sometimes, they live in silver crescents, handwritten lines, in the glow of shared understanding. The tale of Kim Yoo-jung's unexpected gift to Song Kang becomes more than a trending topic. It becomes a reminder that even in the glittering world of fame, the softest gestures often shine the brightest. Some stories, after all, are not written on stage under applause, but quietly, between two people, beneath a moonlit promise that needs no witness to feel complete.